That's right. I grew up in the Freret neighborhood. I consider myself a Freret Street child, born and raised on this wonderful street and corridor. The good news is you've seen a tremendous amount of commercial redevelopment on Freret Street. You see a number of amenities, whether it's restaurants or other things. And we also see an influx of residential revitalization in the neighborhood. Lots of new people moving to the neighborhood and people renovating homes and things of that nature. We also see, I think, a lot of what some people call gentrification, with new people and raising property taxes, or property values, I should say, come a number of other instances of change. And I think there's a lot of concern about how we balance the new influx of people and businesses and opportunity with making sure people from historic and one might even say sort of indigenous neighborhoods like the Freret neighborhood, now how they get to participate in both the economies, how they get to stay in neighborhoods in which they were raised and grew up in and things of that nature. Hiring people from the neighborhood, and in particular indigenous people, making sure that there is a representative sampling of people of color, African Americans and others on their staff, making sure that they are actively recruiting people from the neighborhood so that there could be some real connection. I think there's a real opportunity for them to do that, and in turn then those neighbors can become employees and hopefully at some point business owners that get to invest themselves or be a part of this revitalization. I think that's an important part of what Freret Street business owners as well as others along the corridor can do to make sure they're connecting to community. I think the jury is still out as to how this is going to play out for the entire community. I think we have to ask ourselves tough questions about where benefits are seen, lots of renewal again. What's happening with local people who've always lived here? What about the local neighbors who are on a retirement income or who have other challenges when their taxes go up? Do we have policy provisions to take care of those things and make sure people can stay in place where they've made investments for dozens and dozens of years, where they've raised their children, bought maybe their first home and things of that nature? And what are we going to do about access to affordable, safe rental housing? I think this revitalization is going to make it a much more attractive neighborhood, a safer neighborhood. And shouldn't people who are moderate income get a chance to rent in a neighborhood like this with all of these amenities? I think we're going to be asking those questions, and in getting answers to them, we'll be able to figure out what the next 10 years of opportunity and policy leadership looks like in New Orleans.